Yo, yo, yo. Flipping some knives. Just kicking back and flipping some knives, hitting some vape. I've been really digging this new knife that I got. If you haven't seen the video on it, check it out. But the HOM Chimera. Yes, this knife is beautiful. Beautiful knife. I know that you guys enjoy my knife flipping videos, so I figured why not just make one where I'm just kicking it, doing my thing. This is pretty much what I'd do whether I was on camera or not. A lot of times what I do is I'll actually record myself flipping the knives and then I'll play it back in slow motion and try to improve. What you guys see is kind of a lower quality because I'm recording it through my camera to a capture card and then to my computer, obviously. When you use a capture card that's really cheap and only supports 1080p, it's kind of what happens, but I'm recording this on my Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera 4K in 4K 60 frames per second, because that provides a decent amount of slow-mo footage if I decided to slow it down. I don't do a lot of flipping videos on this channel, but I'm just trying to think of ways where I can change it up and have a decent conversation while we're doing it. I got a lot of questions on where I learned to flip. So, believe it or not, the person who inspired me to start flipping Balisong butterfly knives is Peter McKinnon, the YouTuber slash photographer. I seen him flip, I think it was like a squiddy or one of those trainer Balisongs, and I was like, wow, that's actually kind of cool. And I was like, I'm going to give it a shot. And I just bought a really, really cheap, like $5 Balisong from Amazon. And it was just a trainer one with no live blade, wasn't sharp. And then after that, I purchased a handful from Wish that were actually sharp. And from there, I just went on to the better, more professional butterfly knives. There is definitely a difference. Definitely a difference. At first I was like, butterfly knife's a butterfly knife. Well, like anything, if you enjoy the hobby, it's worth investing a little bit of money in. Obviously, if you're just getting started, buy something cheap to see if you even like it. I've gotten a few of my friends into flipping, sold a few knives to them. I still actually got knives for sale at this very moment. Best place to buy knives, in my opinion, is there's a Facebook group called Balisong Sales and Trades, Sell Your Knives Here, or something around those lines, but the best place would be Instagram, #Balisong Sale with no S. That is hands down the best place to go to buy knives. They're typically, used, but it's a good place to get a good deal. If you look hard enough, my first Alpha Beast that I bought, which was a Bowie, that retails for close to $400. I got it for $300 and ended up selling it for $380. So, and then my Alpha Beast that I have over here, which has the alt blade, I got this for $350. And I plan on selling this one probably for close to $400 too. You just gotta have the right market. If you're willing to wait and just search around a lot, you can get really good deals. This one I bought brand spanking new though. So, I think they're still in stock too on Blade HQ. But I've been loving this knife so much that I'm actually selling my other Alpha Beast. I've been learning a lot of good tricks. I haven't been cut by it yet, but I've been learning a lot of tricks because this knife is actually really insanely easy to flip. Like, I was just fiddling around the other day, and you guys know I love doing this weird fan, or I think it's called a twirl, but I actually was fiddling around and I learned that. So it's like a standard twirl, but at the end you flip it one more time and flop. So like this. I don't know what it would be called, but it works especially well for opening it. So I'll show you here in a bit. So, oh man, of course I'd fudge it up then. I'll try again. Whenever I'm trying to show someone a trick, I never can. It's when I'm not trying to show a trick. I'll get it one of these times. There it is. Yeah, a cool little variation on the end instead of just the basic, you know, basic twirl. At least I think that's what it's called. I'm not good with the names of the moves. Yeah. Then obviously this one's one of my favorites, and I'm starting to get it down pretty good. I like it because you can loop this trick as many times as you want. Those are the tricks that are really cool in my opinion. When my hands start getting sticky, I start making mistakes though. This is called Behind the 8 Ball, which is a fun one. So technically, if I just wanted to do one, it would look like that. But the last bit is kind of cool because you can keep going with it. As long as you don't get it all hung up on yourself. Like I keep doing. My hands get sticky. And then the handles get a little grippy. There's a perfect, I can't explain it, but there's like a perfect in-between point where your hands are like not too sticky and the handles just like glide across your hands. But I haven't figured out what I need to do to achieve that. It just happens every now and again where it's like, wow, I'm not sticking to my knife. You don't want it too slippery though either. So I've tried a lot of things. I actually have dry shampoo that I spray on my hands sometimes. That helps out a lot. Cool little trick that I don't see too many people do. People use baby powder. That's basically the same thing. But yeah, this is a fun one because you can keep looping it on over. It's like a never-ending trick, and those are the ones that I love to do. There's another one that I learned, not too long ago. It's like a behind the 8 ball in the sense where you know, have that first index roll, or 0G chaplain, I guess. But then instead of going like that, what you do is you grab it like so, and you flip it over your middle finger. So, and that's another one that you can just loop instantly, repetitively. It's pretty cool stuff. Kind of dangerous because the blade, just goes flinging at your finger. So basically what I'm doing is I'm opening it up, putting my finger down there, swinging that around my finger, grabbing this safe handle, pulling up, throwing it over my middle finger, and then this is the dangerous part because you got the blade flipping around, so you got to get your fingers out of the way. I'll do it again. Like that, and then like that. Like that. Once you get in the rhythm, you can do it pretty fast. But that's another one that you can just keep doing and doing and doing. Those are the kind of tricks I love. Gotta put your body into it. Gotta wiggle your body. You definitely don't want to catch it too early, because then you're gonna be catching a handful of blade. And this knife is freaking sharp. Really, really sharp. But that's a fun one. And you can go into the 8 ball or whatever. If I could remember how to do it. I keep doing the same trick. It's not what I'm trying to do. Oh yeah. There we go. Forgot what I was even doing for a second. Sometimes the best kind of flipping is just when you're not thinking at all, you're just doing, Like that. And then I've still been practicing choker fins like that. That was a pretty good one. But I don't have them every time, you know? You kind of fling it like that, like so, and grab it way at the ass end, and then pretty much what I'm doing is I'm just spinning it around my finger, and then towards the end just throwing it over, so, like that. That wasn't a very good one though either. Sometimes I got them good, sometimes I don't. Practice, practice, practice. And then I've been trying to throw a fan into there like that, but sometimes that can be a little rough, you know, like that. And go into another combo. Another trick like the behind the 8-ball would be the helix, where you grab it like this, do a rollover, wow, and then it's exactly like the 8-ball as far as the ending goes. Only difference is you're throwing it over your thumb in the upside down position. Other than that, that's another one of the tricks that you can just do forever because it's got the same ending. Pretty cool stuff. Well, I don't even know what that's called, index rollover, something like that. I do it a little bit differently than anybody else, to my knowledge. When I throw it over, I grab it with the rest of my fingers and spin it like that. I'm cheating. You're supposed to flip it over your finger and then catch it with your thumb and do that, but I use all my fingers because why not, right? Sometimes I got them fast, sometimes I got them slow. All depends on how confident. Whenever you drop your knife, don't try to catch it. I'm an idiot. It's a good way to get cut. That's a fun one to do. And then I've been practicing this one. I think it's called the Jacob's Ladder or something. It's where you throw it through each one of your fingers. And when I say practice, I mean I practice all these tricks all the time just by throwing them together. Exactly how you guys see it. So I would like to get the back side, the way back, I'd like to get a little bit smoother. I feel like I got that part down. It's this part where I feel like I don't have it quite up to par. And I think it's because I'm using my thumb, but I don't know how to not use my thumb, you know? Pretty cool stuff. Chaplains are always fun. Way more difficult than what you would think. If you have a butterfly knife and you're new to flipping and you don't know how to do any tricks, try this and I guarantee it'll fly off your finger. Way more difficult than what it looks. 0G chaplains, it took me forever to be able to actually like get these down. Now I got it fairly well. I still can't do it forever, but you know, with this knife it's a little bit easier. So that's cool. A lot of these tricks, chaplains and whatnot, pretty much any kind of chaplain you'll be using eventually in one of your tricks. Even this little stupid ass middle finger rollover thing, like even that is kind of chaplain-like. I don't know. It's kind of cool. Sometimes it's cool just to take it easy and, you know, try not to flip too fast, just flip accurately, you know? It's not always about speed. Sometimes it's about how good the trick looks when you have it all put together, you know? There's one that I just can't get down though. Starts off with our chaplain, right? Then you put your middle finger out and you roll it like so, and then like so. It's like a rollover for pretty much all your fingers. So start, whoa, see, I'm getting sticky. Did you see that? When I get sticky, it gets dangerous, because then it doesn't flow like it should. I'm trying to get it, but the handles are just bouncing around too much, you know? If I could get the pinky rollover down, we'd be all set. But the pinky, I can't, that part right there, I can't get it to go in one fluid motion. One day, That's what it's all about. Just know that, hey, one day I'll have this down. And it literally, like, it seems like overnight, all of a sudden, your understanding of flipping is just so much better. And I don't know what it is. Just keep practicing, and eventually something clicks where it's like, oh, I know how to do that all of a sudden, you know? And just like this trick here, one day I'll be able to just do it. Don't know why. I've been dropping this thing like crazy. The tip is still intact. That's impressive. And still no handle play, no nothing. I love this knife. G10 scales, man. And the latch, it's so cool, man, that the latch just pushes in and pulls out. The latch is a pain in the ass to get out, though. Like, it actually hurts. It hurts. There we go. That latch is so damn cool. Normally I take the latches off, but with this one, it just tucks right into the handle. So much safer. I've actually been latching my knives. One of my worst cuts that I've gotten with a butterfly knife was because I had it in my pocket, and when I reached down to get it, I fucking sliced my shit up because my hand went in between the blade. Or in between the two handles. So, yeah. Who knows? I don't mind getting cut when I'm flipping, but if I get cut from reaching in my pocket, that's no fun. You're not gaining any skill by reaching in your pocket. Reaching in other people's pockets, that's a skill, especially if they don't know that you're doing it. But, yeah, I just figured I'd make a little flipping video since this is something I truly, truly enjoy. And 9 times out of 10, if I'm around, this is what I'm doing. I'll have that trick down one of these days. It's that pinky. That's the last thing that I need to figure out, is how to swing it around my pinky. Pretty cool stuff, though. I'm really enjoying the Chimera. Ooh, a little air on that one. Aerials. That's still something that scares me. You know, I just can't get it. I can get it, but I'm still nervous because aerials are where you can seriously get cut. But it's still considered a beginner's move. Like, this is the Benchmade 51, and this one I'm fairly confident doing aerials with, just because it's so lightweight and I don't feel like it's going to ruin my life if I catch it wrong. It's one of those things where it's like, you know, sometimes I got it, sometimes I don't. And when I do it with these other, like, heavier knives, I got it, but I'm just afraid, you know what I mean? Because what if I don't got it? But again, one of these days, I'll have it. I just can't be all picky with it, right? I've been practicing them, but that's still one that hasn't really clicked yet. And that's still considered a basic aerial, just like that, is considered a beginner's trick. Because it's easy to explain, easy to do once you have it, but it's mastering it. It's figuring it out. Letting it leave your hand and catching it at the right moment. There's technique to it. You know, you don't want to catch it too late, too early. You just want to catch it just right. This is a nice knife too, the Benchmade 51. Like, for a beginner, I would definitely suggest it. And it has so many mods that you can actually turn it into a really excellent flipper. But the bare model I wouldn't say is the best. It's very, very light, but it's a fun knife to dink around with. Doesn't run off pivots or washers or anything. Or what's that? It doesn't run off of bushings or bearings. It runs off of just your basic washer. So has a hell of a lot of handle play. Wiggles around, but it's a fun knife to play around with, that's for sure. It's almost like a trainer, but it can still cut you pretty good. See, there we go. getting in the rhythm. Now, if I did that with the Chimera and caught it a little wrong, that'd be a easy trip to the ER. I'll try an ice pick. It's dangerous though, I'm telling you. Hey! Alright. That's the only one I'm willing to do. Because the last time I did the ice pick with the 51, I fucked my finger up pretty well. I don't know. There's markings all along my finger, you could see. But most cuts on a butterfly knife, they're never ever really that bad. It's like a little bit worse than a paper cut, but it's not something you're getting like stitches out of, you know what I mean? So that's nice. Sometimes, it's true, yeah. There's sometimes where you could get cut and seriously sever some tendons and fuck yourself up and need fucking 60 stitches. But as long as, I mean, knock on wood, as long as you show the knife a little bit of respect and you don't try to venture too far out of your league, you should be alright. People flip knives all the time. I think they get a bad rap. I really do. But as long as you're careful with it and you don't try anything you're not comfortable with, like me, I'm not trying to do any basic aerials with this. Not yet, at least, until I'm past that range where I'm like, oh yeah, I could do that. Yeah. I mean, I have tried aerials with this. I just don't have it down yet to where I'm confident enough to do it every time. Until I'm confident enough, that's when I do it. So, I don't know. That's just how it's done. I'll probably end the video here shortly. Do a little tabletop. Woo! Tabletop action. Sometimes I can catch it with one handle and do a pretty cool flip with it, but I don't think I'll be able to do that this time. Don't know. It's all a very fun sport. And I consider it a sport. It's just fun. The mechanics of the knife, I don't know. Just the mechanics of it all is really freaking cool to me. Just the way that it works. And I don't know, man. Maybe that's just me, but I think that it's a beautiful hobby. That trick's so fun to do. And it's really easy to learn. Check out Big Flips on YouTube. He'll teach you a lot of shit. And he has it all split up and divided on a good learning level, like beginner, intermediate, advanced. But I recommend checking out all those videos, because there's definitely tricks and techniques, and everyone flips just a little differently, and I think that's what makes the sport really unique, you know? And everybody's knife preference is so different. Like, this knife is really lightweight. Follow me on Instagram, I already shared this, but I would never do this with any other knife. It's actually catching air. It's so lightweight and neutrally balanced that, you know, you can bounce it on your fingertip. If I did that with another knife, it'd go flying off. But that's my preference. It reminds me of getting like teabagged or something, or not teabagged, but when was the last time I got teabagged? It reminds me of like fucking racking your nuts on a rail or something, doing some skateboarding trick. Oh, but I figured I'd show you that because it's kind of cool that you can balance the knife there, and that actually comes in handy for doing a lot of these tricks. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I just figured I'd give you a flipping video update chat type thing. If you guys enjoyed it, make sure you leave a like, and if you want to add to the conversation, hit me up in the comment section. As always, my friends, I appreciate you. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and I hope to see you next time. Adios.